Oh,
Oh dear.
there we go. Hi friends. Hi guys. My name is Tammy Neff, and you are on my page called Tammy Loves, where I bring you all of the things that I love. Except maybe for today, I'm not really loving stripping wallpaper, but you know, it's got to be done, and I just want to show you how to go about it. I have so many people reach out to me, they're stripping paper, and they're using those wheels with all of the teeth on them, and I say throw them in the trash. Most people, they're so angry at stripping the paper or so just heavy-handed that they end up and put little marks in their drywall. Those wheels just chew and chew and chew and make a mess. And so then once you get your paper off, you've got to basically skim all of your walls to cover all of those little holes that you've made that you didn't have to. So we don't have actually wallpaper on this job, but we have border, and it's coming off pretty nice. So it's not a great example for those that have hard jobs, but I just want to show you that we just use water. We just use water. They make products to use, they make tools to use. We just use a good old petty knife and water. So first thing I do is I come in and try to take it off dry. And in this case, this is what I call the facing. So you can see how easy the facing comes off. This is the facing. Once the facing comes off, it leaves a fuzzy backing. The backing is what's glued to the wall. So not always, right, Natalie? Not always.
Yes, not
it
always.
Comes off this easy. This is an easy one. But so you just keep chipping away at your facing first, because the newer paper that we're probably all dealing with is vinyl. And when you go spraying the vinyl, it just rolls off. It's made to not absorb the water like the old paper was. So you don't even use the water. Right now, you just go at it like this. Do you have anything to add now?
No, because actually right now, I mean, you're saying everything that we do.
It's how it is. Yeah. Okay. And because I'll have people call and they'll be like, oh, well, we did this and we're using that and we did this and that. So what I tell people though is to try a section like this. Get your facing off and then get to the backing. Typically, most times, the facing comes off fairly easily. Maybe not as easy as that, but fairly easily. So the hard part is the backing. The backing has a little fuzz to it. It's a little furry. You can't paint this backing. So if by chance you have wallpaper in a 2-story foyer and it's not coming off, but the facing came off great, you have no choice but to struggle through it and get it off, or have a drywaller come in and lay drywall over and skim it. If you just do a little area, you take your spray bottle, which we just use these automatic like little garden sprayers, and we spray it out, get it nice and wet, and then we check it and see if you got to give it a minute. You got to give it a minute to soak through the paper to get the paste wet, and then, you know, then it should come off. So if you start too soon, you're kind of digging at it and you take a chance on hurting your wall. Okay, but so I can tell from right there, this is gonna come off great. It's not gonna be any problem. So I would tell the girls, rip in, and to rip in and get her done. It'll be fine. Sometimes in the middle of a job where everything's going fine, the people that hung it ran out of sizing, but they went ahead and wallpapered anyway. So even though it's easy in one area, you still may hit a trouble spot. But I would say if it's coming off easy, you're pretty safe, that they knew what they were doing when they hung it and they treated it the right way. So once you know your paper's gonna come off, then start ripping off all of your facing and keep going. But I always do a little practice area like this to make sure it's good, because if it won't come off and that border was still on there, we could take drywall mud and skim the top and the bottom of that border, do it 2 or 3 coats, whatever it takes to not feel that ridge, sand it down and prime it. That becomes your new subwall, and you would never know there was border underneath all of that. Only way you can do it though is to leave your paper on and just try a little area, get it clear to the wall before you know. If facing rips off easy, a lot of times it's the backing that's the trick. So see, now that I've let it sit, look how easy. It doesn't always come off like that. This is like therapeutic. I tell some people sometimes, don't I?
Yes.
Sometimes it's therapeutic, sometimes it's a nightmare. This one is actually a pleasure to do. So, okay, let me show you this. So see right here, I didn't get it wet enough. So you've just got to get just water. Water and patience is your friend when stripping wallpaper. That's what you need. Water and patience. Does not have to be hot water, just wet water. That's it. Patience, that's the biggest key. And then once you get your paper off, you take a wet rag and you need to scrub it. Okay, you've got to scrub that paste off. So there's 3 steps to it. So you've got to scrub the paste. Otherwise, you're going to have that texture of the paste in your paint job. Okay, once it's all scrubbed, then you prime it to seal any residue that's left on the wall, and then you're good to go. And that's how you do it. So thank you guys for watching. We're gonna get back to work. Have a great day. And I'm off to do a real estate listing today, so I'm not actually here working. I just checked in on them and see how it was going, and thought I'd show you real quick. So have a great day. Thank you. Bye.
Bye, everybody.